Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Huzaifa and I am from the Department of PS Chemistry and my ID is 007. So this is the project 2, which is the according to which is related to Python, and in this presentation I am going to tell you about the introduction of Python. So let's have a look on the contents of the presentation. Simply the introduction of Python has the following chapters. First one is the Python basics, in which we will study about calculate Python as a simple calculator, creating variables. And in the second chapter, which is about Python list, we will study about how to create a list, subset and conquer list, slicing and dicing the list. In the third chapter, we will study about the replacing the list elements and extending the list. In fourth chapter, we will study about functions and packages, familiar functions and import packages. And in the fifth chapter, we will study about NumPy, in which we also study NumPy array and 2D NumPy array. And at last, I will show you my statement of accomplishment on completing the introduction of Python. So we should know about what is Python. So Python is a computer programming language often used to build websites and software, automate tasks, and conduct data analysis. So it is high level built-in data structures combined with dynamic typing and dynamic binding, making it very attractive for rapid application development. So Python is pretty simple and easy to learn syntax, emphasizing readability. So first of all, we should know that the Python interface, it has two tabs in the Python script and the IPython shell. So in the Python script, you can type Python code to solve the exercises or problems, and in Python IPython shell, you should you can use it by simply typing commands and hitting the enter to check the result of your command. So we're moving toward the first chapter, which is the Python basics, in which we study about Python as a calculator. So Python, we can use Python programming language as a simple calculator. We can and use it for addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, for modulo determination, and for exponential determination. So here I have an example in which we have 100 which can invest with a 10% return each year, or add code to calculate how much money you end up with after 7 years and print the result. So we can solve this problem using the Python as a simple calculator. We will use the print statement and uh, multiply the uh, multiply the dollars with the investors turn every year, which is equal to 1.1, and for 7 years we will raise to power it 7. So the result of our problem is 194.87. So we can create variables using the Python. Simple, we can create a variable as saving is equals to 100, and the second one variable is the growth multiplier, and we will assign it a value 1.1. So we can calculate our result in the previous example by saving multiplied by growth multiplier, which is raised to power to the 7. So will print result. Our result will be shown in the IPython shell. So the second chapter is about Python lists, how to create a Python list. Basically, a list is a compound data type in which you can group values together. Here is an example. A is a variable. A is a variable and it has a value of is in the form of string type. So B is also another variable having the value in the string form nice. So in the list form, which names my list, we will combine the subset and the subset or variables with their values in the form my list A or B, which is equals to my list is nice. So in this way, a list group values or subset or strings together to form a compound data type. So here is an example of list type, which is and the name of the list is areas, which have the following variables with their values. So we will simply create list having name area, and we will place the variables in the list and print the list name. We will have the result in the form of the list in the form of the variable values. So we can create a list with different types. It may be a boolean, or a float type or integral type simply. And when the list is print, the values are shown in the form of different variable types or the different types. Second, continuing the Python list subset and conquer. Subset and conquer is used for assessing information in the list. Python uses zero indexing. So basically, we should know about indexing an element. So here is a list of areas, and these are the elements. Hallway is the element having value 1, 11.25 is the value of the hallway, and it is the element 2, kitchen element 3, 8, and 18.0 element 4, and so on. So zero indexing is that we will use 0 for hallway. Zero index 11.25 is one index 1, kitchen 2, 18 is 3. So we can subset the list values using print area, and we will define the value of the index to subset or retrieve the particular area from the list. Similarly, for the lost element, we will use the negative indexing, and we will print the area and area in the indexing form to get our result. So second, we can also subset and calculate the list. Simply, after you have extracted values from the list, you can use them to perform additional calculations. Taking the example where area 3 and area 7 elements are extracted, the strings that result are pasted together using the plus operator as shown in the figure. We will simply print the new list, eat, sleep, area, and our result will be shown in the IPython shell. So in this way, the list can be subset and the calculation can be performed. So continuing this, next one is the slicing and dicing. So subsetting one value from a list is just one part of the story. It is also possible to slice the list, slice your list with which means selecting multiple elements from your list. So basically is we have a list of areas, and we can slice the list to downstairs another list type using the area. We will use the following index, which includes start and end. Start will be the zero indexing point. We will put 0 here, and end point will be the will be another index point, and it will not include in the index. It will not include it in the result. As we can see, hallway is 0 index, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and bedroom is 6. So when we place the value for the lost index, we will show the result here that the bedroom, which is the 6th index, is not included in the list. So in this way, we can slice the list according to our own needs. So the next chapter, which is manipulating list, in which we can replace list elements. Replacing list element is pretty easy. Simply subset the list and assign new values to the subset. You can select a single element, or you can change entire list slice at once. So simply If we want to correct the bathroom area, we will subset the area bathroom, which is the negative indexing, and we will assign it the new value. If we want to change the string of the if we want to change the variable or string of the list, we simply select or subset the area, which is area 4, which is equals to living room, and we will assign it new value, which is chill zone. Similarly, if we want to extend a list, we simply use the plus operator here. If we want to add the pool house, we will use in the list area, we will use the plus operator to add the pool house and its area, and name the new list as area 1. So in this way, we can replace the list element using subsetting the list and assigning the new value, and extending a list by using the plus operator. The fourth chapter is the functions of the Python. So a function is simply a piece of reusable code, and it solves a particular task. For example, here I have two variables, two lists with variable 1 having the values and variable 2. If we want to print the type of variable 1, which is type is a function, type is a function of the Python. So I will simply print type variable 1. So it will give the type of the variable 1, which is equals to list. So it tells about the that variable 1 is in the list form. So in the next step, when print out length of variable 1, simply print length. So length is a function, it will give the length of variable 1. So length it has a length of 4 elements, 1 2 3 4. So it will give the length of the variable 1. So here are some known or familiar functions of the Python that are built-in functions that make the data scientist life pretty easier. So it includes the print function that we use for the result printing, type that is shown in the example, and string form, integer form, and several other functions are also done by using Python. So the next chapter is about packages. So packages are directory of Python scripts. Each script is a so-called module, and each module specifies functions, methods, and types which aim to solving particular problems. So there are thousands of packages for data scientists. For data scientists, there are several packages which includes NumPy, Matplotlib, etc. So if we want to find the circumference, C and area of a circle when the radius or is given, so these are the formulas to calculate the circumference and area of the circle. These are the mathematical calculations. So we will install or import the math package. So we will use import math and simply put the values uh, in the in this formula to multiply by math by the for which we import the package, and simply multiply it with radius. It will give the area of the circumference. Similarly, the area to find the area, we will use the math by multiplied by r raised to power 2. It will give the area of the area of the circle. So we can selectively import packages. For example, for math, import pi. So it will import the math pi, and we can perform our calculations. So next one package is the NumPy package, or numeric Python is also a package. It provides an alternate to Python list, that is NumPy array. It has the ability to perform calculations over entire arrays easy and super fast. First, we import the NumPy package and then perform our calculations. So here is a list of baseball in which the height of the baseball player is represented in centimeters. So in order to perform calculations, we will import numpy as np. Then we will convert it into the this baseball list into the numpy array using np baseball is equal to np dot array baseball. It will convert the baseball list into the numpy array. So after printing the printing that result, we will have a result in the IPython shell that numpy.nd array. So it is and represents the one-dimensional array. So two-dimensional NumPy array. We can also use two-dimensional NumPy array. For example, we have a list of baseball players having the height in centimeters and weight in kilograms. So in order to perform calculations, we firstly we import NumPy as NP. Then we will convert NP baseball is equal to NP dot array baseball. It will convert it into NumPy array. Then we will print the type of the NumPy array, and its type is and a NumPy array. And second one, if we want to find out the shape of the NP baseball, we will simply print NP dot shape. It will give the number of rows and number of columns or the shape of the array. So according to this list, it has four rows and two columns. This is the shape of the list. So we can use NumPy array to find numerous to perform numerous calculations. For example, we can calculate the BMI, body mass index of the baseball players using the formula and many other things. So this is the statement of accomplishment that I have got on completing the introduction to Python. So that's all from my side. Thank you.